Carly. I live in Austin, Texas, and the last time we connected was when I came back for my 6-month visit after my first stay in June of 2020. I now have another beautiful baby boy, and I'm still thriving and healthy, and it was really thanks to everything that I learned here. It was, in the first 3 weeks, we learn about how to take all of these practices home. So I really did that. I set up a home clinic at my house, and that's now my lifestyle. And it was what allowed me to, have the health and the confidence to get pregnant again throughout this journey. So off the bat of my diagnosis, which was November 2019, when I met with the thyroid doctor, what was recommended to me was the standard of care when it comes to thyroid cancer, which is surgery, radioactive iodine, and then you're on a hormone replacement because you no longer have a thyroid. I was never against doing those things, but for me, what was really important was understanding the why behind why this happened, so that I wouldn't repeat those actions that would result in another cancer diagnosis. So I put the conventional care on hold and came right to Hope4Cancer, so I could start to learn about the lifestyle changes to make so that I could thrive and not just put a Band-Aid on the situation. So after the birth of my son Cash, I went in for surgery. I had a total thyroidectomy, and some of the lymph nodes were affected. So I had lymph node removal. And again, right after that surgery, I went right back to the tools that I learned here. The day after, I was having high dose vitamin C. Someone came to my room and gave me an IV. I was doing red light over my neck. I was juicing. I was doing coffee enemas. So it allowed me to recover with in a record speed and just feel well through the process. I think that's one of the most incredible benefits of an integrative approach to cancer. It's saying it's not like we have to shun, maybe doing chemo, radiation, and surgery if that's what someone feels aligned with, but we get to integrate all of these other practices that really make those tools more effective and allow us to feel better along the way. So it's truly become my forever lifestyle at this point, because not only has it helped me recover from surgery, but it's also preventing cancer in the future, but also all types of other chronic illnesses. So it's my way of life. When we look at cancer, for example, the standard of care with cancer is chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery, and it ends there. You have surgery and then they give you, ice cream to eat. They're not supporting your cellular health and vitality. That's the end of the road, are those big three. What I came to learn about integrative oncology and integrative medicine is that they use chemo, radiation, and surgery when and where needed in small doses in very intentional ways, looking at the whole person and the whole body. It's not just a script that every single person gets. They get to know you and understand you. They look at your labs and your scans, and they put together a very unique prescription for you. We do these incredible practices that allow us to support our overall cellular health, vitality, and detox our bodies. So things like high dose vitamin C, red light therapy, coffee enemas, colonics, the mental and emotional and spiritual side of healing. I mean, the list, there's so many tools that we can pull from. My recommendation when people ask about cancer and healing and what to do, I say you must look at an integrative approach. Look at it from every angle. At the end of the day, what we all want is to heal fully and completely, to be here for our beautiful lives, to see our children grow up. And so it made sense to me to use every practice possible to approach this from many different angles. So you really get an experience with what it feels like to use these tools. Then you bring them home. Again, it allows you to be an empowered patient. It allows you to engage with your healing process. You get to partner with a practitioner who says, this is what we recommend for you, and then you get to take it home and live it out every day. For me, I want to participate in my healing. I want to be engaged in it. And so it really allowed me to integrate it into my world. So in relation to coming to Mexico to do the healing, I mean, I would say that's a very high point of the healing. You know, I think that it's a misconception that it's an unsafe place to be. I mean, every day I actually walk the 45 minutes back to my hotel because I want to get my steps in and move my body after being at the clinic. And you're in a very touristy place, you know, there's just all hotels and restaurants. I've been coming here for over 2 years now, and there's absolutely never been a moment that I have been concerned for my safety. The people are so warm and kind, and getting to wake up and be in this environment every day truly contributes to the healing experience of coming to the clinic. Even though I've learned how to do these practices at home and I've set up a clinic for myself in my home, I love to come back to the clinic because it's the camaraderie, it's the environment. You can feel God in this space. You can feel the healing that's unfolding here. You get to meet one-on-one with your doctor who's been, you know, following your journey. And Dr. Raoul has been an incredible practitioner. I love his suggestions. I love his way of looking at things. And it's interesting because sometimes I want him to tell me what to do. You know, I'm like, all right, so what would you do here? And he's like, he really brings it back to me and is always like, well, how do you feel? And let's look at it from different angles. And it's just such a unique, you never work with a doctor in that way, right? Like, we're just used to the doctors just straight up telling us what to do. And I fall into that where I'm like, okay, so tell me what to do. But it is truly a beautiful partnership. Like, I consider him a friend. I consider him a partner on this journey. And I've really experienced that with all of the different doctors here. They really are here to partner with us. And that's just such a gift to receive as a patient. So when it came to the financial side of the investment that it took for me to get here, I have 2 young children. It was really something that I had to take into consideration. And when I was speaking to my husband about it, I really said, I'm doing this for the children. I know that as they grow into adults and I tell them this journey and, you know, why we took money out of other things to put it into my healing, they're going to agree that the most important thing is that I'm here for them, to raise them. So it was definitely a consideration, and it's something that my husband and I spoke about. And, you know, the day that I left to come here for those 3 weeks, my first son was 8 months old. I was crying. It was very, very hard to think about leaving him for 3 weeks. And I just kept saying, I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this so I can be the best mother to you. For me personally, that first separation from him was very hard. I'd never obviously left him that long. But having that space alone as a mom, to just be in a hotel and wake up and go on the beach and really invest in myself and know that I'm worthy of that, was such an incredible part of the healing experience for me. But just from my own personal experience, saying yes to myself for the big picture, not just the short term, but the big picture investment, financially and time-wise, was one of the best investments I've ever made. And it also showed me with young children, it reminded me how important it is to choose myself, because I'm the pillar of the family. And if I go down, it has a ripple into everything. But if I show my children what it is to invest in yourself and to pour into yourself and to prioritize your self-care, those are the types of lessons that I want to teach them. And I do that by doing it for me first.